Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to do a recap of Season 2 of the anime series called Build Divide Code White. In the last season, Teruto finds out that they are living in a simulation. Mario Higuma created this simulation and it uses the people as the power source. In childhood, he stopped playing with Kika and even defeated the king but didn't stay, so when Kika arrived someone else was king and she beat the king. Her memories are divided into two and stray part forms Sakura, who set out to find Teruto. In the end, Sakura disappears as Kika gain all her memories and her childish nature. Teruto and Kika battle where he defeats her but is captured in her place, and the second season's story plays out 3 years after that of Season 1. The world outside the tower in Neo Kyoto is in ruin and we see Kika being chased by who wants to sacrifice her to the king. Somewhere far away Hiori is standing on a rooftop and she is now supporting a hood like Teruto. Kika is backed into a corner and she is saved by Ai, who was the baker near their house. Her husband was captured but she managed to escape with the kids. Kika tells her that she left Teruto all alone in the tower and that he probably is the king as he defeated her. She sees Ai's kids playing together and remembers how she and Teruto used to play together. Ai bakes cakes for them. Meanwhile, Ch finds them by tracking Kika's scent and captures Ai and her kids. Ai uses a car to help Kika escape. Outside, Kika is again surrounded by Ch members who ask her to surrender. Hiori comes there and she fends off Ch and challenges the leader to a build divide match. The match commences and the leader summons his territory. Hiori asks Kika why she didn't fight back and Kika tells her that she does not have a deck. The fight leans in the favor of Ch's leader but Hiori summons her own territory and fights back. She lectures Kika and asks her to continue fighting. Hiori display amazing skills in beating the leader of Ch, and Kika acknowledge that she is similar to Teruto. Hiori tells Kika that Neo Kyoto is not totally destroyed, which means Teruto exists within the tower and is still fighting. Hiori tells her she will go to look for Teruto and asks her to tag along and says she will need her help in saving Teruto. They go to Hioris Hideout, which is Komoku Academy, the school she and Teruto used to go. There are other people in the base as well and they put up a barrier around using their cards to fend off Ch. There they meet other people who call her leader and she tells them Kika's name is Teruko. They all chat and a girl find Kika familiar. Hiori asks Kika to stay Kika in her room, which is the tent in which Teruto lived, and now Hiori is using it. Kika goes in and feels bad for Teruto having to live in a tent. Inside, Hiori is also having Sakura's belongings as a talisman. Ishinome is also there and Kika meets him. He tells her that he also left the tower that day with Hiori and started living with the kids in the school. He cooks for them and helps with other chores as well. Ishinome hands her roasted fish when she asks him to use his power to locate Teruto. He tells her that he has lost his powers that day. At night, when all are eating, one student, not knowing Kika's real identity, says that it is all old King Kika's fault. Because of her disappearance, Neo Kyoto collapsed and Ch appeared, but Hiori says that it is just a rumor. Later they take a bath and Kika tells her how she was kicked from anywhere she went because of her status as an old king. Hiori assures her that her being alive means she is destined to reunite with Teruto. Later in the tent, Hiori gives Kika Sakura's deck. As she holds the deck, she is flooded with her memories. A bot notices something and flies away. The next day they discuss what to do to get to Teruto and Hiori mentions how he went to the real world and that they have no idea of Naimitsu's whereabouts. A large army of Ch starts approaching them. Hiori asks them to evacuate, and a girl recognizes Kika and blames her. Hiori tells them they will deal with it later. She asks Ishinome to take Kika and go away, as she prepares to fight. Ch attack and they fend them off. The lady Ikijodoyu leading the Ch recognizes Hiori as the one who defeated Fumi, the Ch boss from earlier. Kika grabs Sakura's deck and fights Ikijodoyu and defeats her. She apologizes to everyone and tell them the reality. She give Hiori nickname Hiyoko as Teruto did. In the tower, Higuma is sitting in the king's place and he is reported by Naimitsu and Rinpu and both have the symbol of Ch. They go and hunt for people with Ch and a mysterious masked man keeps an eye on them. Hiori and Kika go to Sakura's place and listen to her recording and get information about the world outside of Kyoto that she collected. Ch attack and their team fend them off. Hiori and Kika run into Rinpu and Naimitsu but they don't seem to remember Hiori and Kika. They are the ones with a higher ranking than Ch and they challenge Hiori and Kika to fight a tag team battle with them. The battle continues as they have a hard time working together. Rinpu and Naimitsu start to gain upper hand. In the end, they make up their differences and hug. They then continue the battle. They work together better and win the battle. Naimitsu and Rinpu, still after defeat, do not remember. Suddenly the mysterious man destroys Rinpu's earring and Naimitsu's locket and they get down on their knees. Ch retreats. Hiori asks the man who is he and he says he is a wanderer. Rinpu and Naimitsu wake up and now they remember them. Wanderer is a girl and explains that the device she broke was being used to control them and they are no longer brainwashed. Hiori asks Wanderer to come with them. At the base, Naimitsu explains how he got caught and brainwashed. and that he is from the real world and infiltrated the virtual world and was experimented upon by Higuma to become his vessel, but the experiment was unsuccessful. And he was thrown into a dumping ground where there were many other versions of him. He found a card and swore revenge on Higuma. That's why he came to Neo Kyoto. Rinpu explains that Higuma tried to transfer his brain into Teruto but failed, and Teruto returned to save Kika and everyone from Higuma. Wanderer provides them with a map and joins them to defeat Higuma. She tells them to call her Eclair. In the tower, Higuma gets the news of Neimitsu and Rinpu getting free, and we see a glimpse of Teruto being tied in similar wires. The group decides to infiltrate the tower and on the way comes across some familiar faces, who have formed two opposing factions who are in power wars and solve their issue. Rinpu explains that the king serves as a CPU to keep the server running, and Guardian serves to protect the king. Rinpu's older sister Rara was chosen but disappeared, leading to her becoming the Guardian. The group is attacked by Higuma, who managed to get a new body, and Eclair turns out to be Rainu's older sister. She battles Higuma. During battle she tells Rinpu that she went to the tower that day to defeat Higuma but was captured, and he made Rinpu Guardian, to get back at her, but when Neo Kyoto collapsed she got free and vowed to defeat Higuma. She is defeated by Higuma. He turns Ishinome into an orb and takes him to the tower. He put the orb in a circuit which starts the rebuilding process of Neo Kyoto, which will happen after 2 days. Hiori gives Sakura's scarf and hairpin to Kika and they leave to get to the tower. On the way, there are a lot of but Rinpu and others fight them when Kika, Hiori, and Neimitsu use a secret passageway to enter the castle. On the way they come across some giant robots who block their way. Neimitsu and Kika stay behind to fight them and ask Hiori to go on and find and save Teruto. As they engage the gate robots in a fight they turn into a version of themselves. They even mock them and use the ace cards that were formerly used by Neimitsu and Kika. Neimitsu is not willing to attack his own cards, and his other version shows him the illusion of when he burned their bodies and mock him. The other version attack and take away a lot of life points. Kika's other version mocks her, saying she won't let her meet Teruto and ask her to face her sins, and show her the illusion of her past. Neimitsu meets number 9, the one whose body is being used by Higuma, and after talking to him finds an identity and purpose to move forward. Kika sees all the memories of Hiori and uses her as an anchor to get out of her darkness and even sees Sakura. They both defeat their opponents and move forward. Hiori reaches Teruto, who is wrapped in wires, and he challenges her to fight. Teruto is corrupted and displays a changed personality disregarding his past memories, and Hiori gets angry and starts to battle. As the battle continues Teruto becomes more dislodged, but the real Teruto start to awaken as well. Hiori beat him and real Teruto gets free, and Sakura also appears. Higuma comes there and tells them he captured Neimitsu and Kika, and he summons the Ultimate King and combines with it. Teruto and powered up Higuma battle, and Higuma gives Teruto a hard time and easily gain upper hand. Teruto is at his wit's end but manages to deliver his final blow with Bloom and defeat Higuma. Higuma is in a place like an afterlife and he meets with Ishinome. He tells him that when he was younger and obsessed with Build Divide he used to play with Bloom as his ace. A catastrophic event destroyed his world, so he sought to use Build Divide cards to save people, but he got corrupted along the way. But his dream is put to completion by Teruto, who rebuild Neo Kyoto to be a peaceful place, and they live happily ever after. And that's all for today, guys. If you like the recap and want more summaries like this, consider subscribing to our channel.